Welcome back, dear fellow coin enthusiasts. Today we are uncovering the story behind the 1975 Liberty 1-cent coin. Whether you are new to coin collecting or have been stacking pennies for years, this 1-cent coin is a key piece of US coinage history that still holds significant value today. From its place in the larger timeline of American pennies to its potential worth for collectors, the 1975 Lincoln penny is more than meets the eye. Stay tuned as we dive deep into its history, importance, value, and worth. The Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln penny, has been in continuous production since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin series in U.S. history. The coin was introduced in honor of the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This made the penny the first U.S. coin to feature the image of a real person. The original design, by sculptor Victor David Brenner, featured Lincoln's portrait on the obverse along with the words "In God We Trust" above him and "Liberty" to the left. The reverse of the penny from 1909 to 1958 had the wheat ear design, but in 1959, on the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse design was updated to feature the Lincoln Memorial. This new design by Frank Gasparo remained in use until 2008. The 1975 Liberty 1-cent coin is part of this long-running series and was struck during a time of significant economic changes in the U.S. The 1975 Liberty 1-cent coin was struck during a unique period in American history. The early to mid-1970s saw economic turmoil, including inflation and rising commodity prices. Copper, which was the primary metal used in the production of pennies, became increasingly expensive, prompting concerns at the U.S. Mint about the feasibility of continuing to make copper-based coins. At this time, the U.S. penny was still composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc. The rising cost of copper was making it more expensive to mint each penny than the coin's actual face value. However, it wasn't until 1982 that the U.S. Mint transitioned from the 95% copper composition to the current copper-plated zinc design. Therefore, the 1975 penny was minted using the same copper-rich formula, making it part of the era when pennies still contained significant amounts of this valuable metal. In 1975, the U.S. Mint produced pennies at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The Philadelphia minted pennies bear no mint mark, while those produced at the Denver Mint are marked with a small d just beneath the year on the obverse. More than 5.4 billion pennies were struck in Philadelphia, and over 4.5 billion were produced in Denver. Together, these make the 1975 penny a common coin in terms of production numbers, but that doesn't mean it lacks value, as we will see. The obverse features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which has been on the penny since 1909. The words "In God We Trust" are displayed above Lincoln's head, "Liberty" to the left, and the year 1975 to the right. If your penny was minted in Denver, you will see the small D mint mark just below the year. On the reverse, you will find the Lincoln Memorial. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny image of Lincoln sitting in the center of the memorial. This design detail, added in 1959, is a subtle tribute to the legacy of the great emancipator. Surrounding the image are the words "United States of America" at the top, "E pluribus unum" in the middle, and 1 cent at the bottom. The 1975 penny was minted in an era of significant economic upheaval. The U.S. was experiencing high inflation due to the oil crisis and other factors, leading to increased prices for basic materials, including metals. Copper, which had long been used in the production of U.S. pennies, was becoming more expensive to source. In fact, during the mid-1970s, it cost the U.S. Mint more to produce a penny than the penny's face value, sparking debates about whether to switch to cheaper metals. This context makes the 1975 penny part of a larger story about American currency during economic instability. Although copper-based pennies continued to be produced for a few more years, this era laid the groundwork for the 1982 transition to copper-plated zinc pennies, which are still in circulation today. Now let's talk about the value of the 1975 Liberty 1-cent coin. As with any coin, the value depends largely on its condition and rarity. Because billions of these pennies were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, they are relatively common in circulated condition. If you have a well-worn 1975 penny in your pocket, it's likely worth no more than its face value of 1 cent. However, the story changes if you find a penny in uncirculated condition. Coins that have never been used in circulation, often called mint state coins, can fetch higher prices among collectors. The value of an uncirculated 1975 penny can range anywhere from 25 cents to $2, depending on its condition. Coins that have been graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC and receive a high mint state rating of MS65 or higher can be worth significantly more. For instance, a 1975 penny graded at MS67 can be worth around 75 or more, depending on the demand among collectors. Pristine examples in top-tier condition can even approach values close to 100. As always, the better the condition, the more valuable the coin. As with any coin series, errors make some 1975 pennies stand out from the rest. Error coins occur during the minting process when something goes wrong, leading to imperfections that make the coin unique. Common errors include off-center strikes, die cracks, and double dies. If you come across a 1975 penny with an error, its value could increase dramatically. Error pennies can sell for anywhere from a few dollars to several hundred, depending on the rarity and severity of the mistake. Some of the most valuable error coins are those with clear, distinct errors that were caught by very few collectors before the coins entered circulation. So, if you spot something unusual on your 1975 penny, you might want to get it checked out by a professional. Another factor that adds to the value of the 1975 Liberty 1-cent coin is its copper content. As we mentioned earlier, pennies minted before 1982 were made of 95% copper. With copper prices having risen over the years, the metal in older pennies is worth more than the 1-cent face value of the coin. As of today, the copper content of a pre-1982 penny is worth around 2 to 3 cents. While it is illegal to melt down pennies for their copper, the rising value of the metal itself gives collectors another reason to hold on to these pre-1982 coins, including the 1975 penny. As copper prices fluctuate, the intrinsic value of these pennies could increase, making them an attractive investment for long-term collectors. Whether you are a seasoned coin collector or just starting out, the 1975 Liberty 1-cent coin is a valuable addition to any collection. Its role as part of the last generation of copper-rich pennies makes it a must-have for those interested in U.S. coinage history. The potential for finding high-grade examples or error coins adds an extra layer of excitement, and with copper prices continuing to rise, even the metal content of. Welcome, coin enthusiasts, to another episode where we explore the fascinating world of collectible coins. Today, we dive deep into the 1977 Liberty 1-cent coin. While this penny might seem ordinary at first glance, it holds hidden value for collectors and investors alike. Whether you're into the history of U.S. currency or seeking rare gems in the coin world, you won't want to miss this one. First, let's set the stage by talking about the Lincoln Cent series. Introduced in 1909 to celebrate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln Cent broke tradition as the first American coin to feature a real person. Up until that point, U.S. coins typically showcased allegorical figures representing liberty and freedom. The Lincoln Cent changed all of that with Victor David Brenner's iconic design, which has remained largely unchanged for over a century. From 1909 to 1958, the reverse side of the penny featured 2 wheat stalks, which were replaced in 1959 by an image of the Lincoln Memorial to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1977 penny, part of this long legacy, features this well-known Lincoln Memorial design on its reverse and Abraham Lincoln's bust on the obverse. Now let's zoom in on the coin we're focusing on today, the 1977 Liberty 1-cent struck at the Denver Mint. This coin bears the D Mint mark just below the date on the obverse side. While the 1977 penny is part of a massive mintage, over 4.1 billion coins were produced. Its value today can be influenced by several factors, including its condition, rarity and higher grades, and potential mint errors. On the obverse side, we see Abraham Lincoln's bust, the word liberty, and the phrase "In God We Trust." The reverse features the iconic Lincoln Memorial, flanked by the inscriptions "United States of America e pluribus unum" and 1 cent. While millions of these coins circulated, certain factors can make a 1977 penny more valuable than others. The 1977 penny is more than just a coin, it's a small artifact from a pivotal year in U.S. history. In 1977, the United States was in the midst of economic and political changes. The nation was recovering from the aftermath of the Vietnam War and the Watergate scandal that had rocked the trust in government. Jimmy Carter had just been inaugurated as the 39th President of the United States, bringing with him promises of reform and change. Inflation was a major concern at the time, and the cost of goods had skyrocketed throughout the decade. The penny, despite its low denomination, was an essential part of everyday transactions. It was used for everything from buying candy to paying for newspapers, making it an integral part of daily life. One of the most crucial aspects of the 1977 Liberty 1-cent coin is its composition. Like all pennies minted before 1982, the 1977 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This is significant because after 1982 the U.S. Mint began producing pennies primarily from zinc with just a thin copper coating. As copper prices have risen dramatically over the years, the metal content of pre-1982 pennies has become more valuable than their face value. In fact, the copper content alone in a 1977 penny is worth more than 1 cent. While it's illegal to melt pennies for their metal, This intrinsic value still plays a role in making older pennies more attractive to collectors. Like all collectible coins, the condition of a 1977 penny is one of the most important factors in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale ranging from per P1 to mint state MS70. Most 1977 pennies in circulation today show signs of wear and tear, which is typical for coins that have been used over decades. A typical 1977 penny in circulated condition will generally only be worth its face value. However, coins that have been well preserved in uncirculated condition, especially those graded MS65 or higher, can fetch much higher prices. An MS65 1977 penny can be worth around 5 to 10, and coins graded MS66 or higher can go for even more, sometimes over $100 depending on the demand and market. Coins that have been graded and certified by professional services such as PCGS or NGC are often worth more in the collector market. If you have a 1977 penny that appears to be in excellent condition, it might be worth sending it in for professional grading. One thing that can dramatically increase the value of a 1977 penny is if it contains a mint error. Error coins are those that were produced with mistakes during the minting process, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or double dies. These coins are much rarer than regular pennies and can command significantly higher prices among collectors. For example, a 1977 penny with a double die error can be worth hundreds of dollars depending on the severity of the error and the condition of the coin. Off-center strikes and other minting errors are also highly sought after by collectors, as they provide a unique glimpse into the coin-making process. While the 1977 penny might not seem rare at first glance, the truth is that high-grade examples and error coins are becoming harder to find. As time goes on, fewer uncirculated pennies remain in circulation, increasing their desirability among collectors. Pre-1982 pennies, particularly those with a high copper content, are becoming more and more popular as a long-term investment. Additionally, collectors who are assembling full sets of Lincoln Memorial cents often seek out coins like the 1977 in pristine condition. For collectors of error coins, a 1977 with a minting mistake can be a true treasure. In the long run, these pennies can appreciate in value as demand for high-quality examples grows. So what's the bottom line? The 1977 Liberty 1 cent coin may be common in circulated condition, but that doesn't mean it's without value. If you find one in high-grade condition, or better yet, with a rare mint error, you could be looking at a coin that's worth far more than just 1 cent. And with its high copper content, even its metal value can add to its worth. Whether you are a seasoned coin collector or someone just getting into the hobby, the 1977 penny is a piece of history worth holding onto. Its story, composition, and potential for higher value make it an important part of the Lincoln Cent series. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of the 1977 Liberty 1 cent coin. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And let us know in the comments below if you have found any rare or valuable 1977 pennies in your collection. We'd love to hear your story. Welcome back, coin enthusiasts. Today we are diving deep into a particular penny that might seem ordinary at first glance but carries a wealth of history and potential value: the 1979 Lincoln penny. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious about coins, this video will cover everything you need to know about this fascinating piece of numismatic history. Let's get started. The Lincoln penny, officially known as the 1 cent coin, was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features Lincoln's profile, while the reverse originally displayed a wheat design until it was changed in 1959 to the Lincoln Memorial. By 1979, this design had been around for over 20 years in its current form, representing a significant era in American history. The late 1970s were characterized by economic challenges, including high inflation and energy crises, impacting the design and production of U.S. coins. The 1979 Lincoln penny is particularly notable as it was minted during a time when the U.S. Mint was grappling with these economic conditions. Let's delve into the specifics of the 1979 Lincoln penny. The coin has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and weighs 2.5 grams. Its composition is primarily 95% copper and 5% zinc, a standard that was used until 1982 when the composition shifted to primarily zinc due to the rising costs of copper. The 1979 pennies were produced in large quantities, with the Denver Mint marking coins with a D and the San Francisco Mint marking coins with an S. The coins are generally found in circulated and uncirculated conditions, with varying values based on their quality and mint location. While most 1979 pennies are worth only their face value, some specific varieties and errors can significantly increase their collectability. One of the most sought-after varieties from this year is the 1979 p penny, particularly those with a double die error. This error occurs when the coin is struck twice, resulting in a doubling effect on the inscriptions and Lincoln's features. These double die pennies can fetch prices ranging from $50 to over $200, depending on their condition and the severity of the error. Additionally, there are also examples of the wide AM and close AM varieties on the reverse, which are distinguished by the spacing between the letters A and M in America. These varieties have become increasingly popular among collectors. Now let's discuss the current value of the 1979 Lincoln penny. In general, a standard 1979 penny in circulated condition is worth only 1 cent. However, uncirculated examples, especially those from the San Francisco Mint, can be valued anywhere from 10 to 50 cents. Values can soar for error varieties. A well-preserved 1979 double-die penny can be worth several $100s, depending on demand and market conditions. Recent auction results indicate that certain high-grade specimens have sold for over $1,000. If you're interested in collecting the 1979 Lincoln penny or any other coins, here are some valuable tips. 1. Inspect your coins. Always examine your coins closely for unique features, errors, or signs of where that may affect their value. 2. Store properly. Use protective holders or flips to safeguard your coins from damage and environmental elements. 3. Join a community. Engage with local coin clubs or online forums to share insights, trade tips, and connect with fellow collectors. 4. Stay informed. Follow coin shows, publications, and online resources to keep abreast of market trends and values. The Lincoln penny represents more than just currency. It's a symbol of American history and ideals. Many collectors appreciate it not only for its financial value but also for its connection to Lincoln's legacy of integrity, freedom, and perseverance. Collecting these coins can provide a tangible link to the past, making it a fulfilling hobby. And that brings us to the end of our detailed look at the 1979 Lincoln penny. While it may appear to be a simple coin, its historical significance and potential for value make it an intriguing subject for both collectors and casual enthusiasts alike. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more exciting coin content. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you have a 1979 penny? Have you found any interesting errors? We'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. Welcome back, coin enthusiasts and history buffs. In today's episode, we're uncovering the story behind a fascinating piece of American history, the 1979 Liberty 1 cent coin. This Lincoln cent, minted in Denver, holds more value than most people realize. Whether you are a collector or just curious about its potential worth, this deep dive will reveal everything you need to know about the history, significance, and possible market value of the 1979 penny. The Lincoln cent has been a vital part of U.S. coinage since 1909, created to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. As the first American coin to feature a president's portrait, the Lincoln cent broke away from the tradition of using allegorical figures on currency. For over a century, Lincoln's image has appeared on every 1 cent coin, making it one of the most iconic designs in U.S. minting history. The penny's reverse design featured wheat stalks until 1959, when a Lincoln Memorial took its place to commemorate Lincoln's enduring legacy. The 1979 penny is part of this long-running design tradition, bearing the Lincoln Memorial on its reverse and Lincoln's portrait on the obverse. Now let's zoom in on the 1979 Liberty 1 cent coin specifically. This penny was minted at the Denver Mint, indicated by the D Mint mark beneath the date on the obverse side. In total, the Denver Mint produced over 6.1 billion pennies in 1979. While this may seem like a large number, not all pennies are created equal. Many factors can influence their value today. The obverse side of the coin features Abraham Lincoln's bust designed by Victor David Brenner, along with the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." The reverse side, designed by Frank Gasparo, showcases the Lincoln Memorial surrounded by the phrases "United States of America et pluribus unum" and 1 cent. To understand the significance of the 1979 penny, we need to take a step back into history. The year 1979 was marked by important events in the United States and around the world. Domestically, the economy was still recovering from the effects of the 1970s oil crisis, and inflation was a major concern. The cost of living had increased significantly, and the value of the dollar was constantly fluctuating. The U.S. Mint, meanwhile, was producing billions of coins each year to support the growing economy. Despite inflation, the penny remained an essential part of everyday transactions. It was used for everything from buying candy to paying for small goods, making it one of the most circulated coins in the country. One of the most significant details about the 1979 D penny is its composition. Like all pennies minted before 1982, the 1979 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This is crucial to understanding its potential value today. After 1982, pennies were made primarily from zinc with only a thin copper coating. The 1979 penny, being mostly copper, has a higher intrinsic metal value than later coins. In fact, because of the rising price of copper over the years, the copper content in a 1979 penny can be worth more than its face value. Though it's illegal to melt down pennies for their metal, the copper content is one of the reasons collectors are interested in pre-1982 pennies. Let's talk about what really makes a coin valuable: its condition. When it comes to the 1979 D penny, condition is everything. Like all collectible coins, pennies are graded on a scale from per P1 to mint state MS70. The better the condition, the higher the value. A circulated 1979 D penny in average condition is usually worth only its face value 1 cent. However, an uncirculated penny, especially one graded as MS65 or higher, can be worth much more. Coins in mint state condition can sell for anywhere from 0.30 to 10 depending on the grade. Those that achieve MS66 or MS67 grades can fetch even higher prices, sometimes over 100. Graded coins that have been certified by professional services like PCGS or NGC are even more valuable in the collector's market. If you happen to find a pristine 1979 D penny, it may be worth sending in for professional grading. Another factor that can dramatically increase the value of a 1979 D penny is if it features a mint error. Error coins are those that were mistakenly produced with defects, such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, or die cracks. These coins are rare and can be worth significantly more than regular pennies. For instance, a 1979 D penny with a double die error could fetch hundreds of dollars, depending on the severity of the error and the condition of the coin. Off-center strikes and other minting mistakes are also sought after by collectors and can drive up the price at auction. Now that you know about the history, condition, and error potential, let's talk about long-term value. The 1979 D penny, though common in circulated condition, is still a key part of many collections. Pre-1982 pennies, especially those with high copper content, have gained attention as copper prices continue to rise. And as fewer copper pennies remain in circulation, their collectability increases. Even though the 1979 D penny was minted in the billions, high-grade specimens and error coins are much rarer. Over time, these pennies could become even more valuable, particularly for collectors seeking complete sets of Lincoln Memorial cents in excellent condition. The 1979 D Liberty 1 cent coin may be small in size, but it represents a significant chapter in the history of U.S. coinage. With its copper composition, historical context, and potential for high-grade or error value, this coin is more than just spare change. For collectors, it offers a chance to own a piece of American history and a valuable asset that could appreciate over time. So whether you have got a 1979 D penny in your pocket or are looking to start your collection, this coin is worth a closer look. Its copper content, potential for mint errors, and historical significance all contribute to its lasting value. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the world of coin collecting. Let us know in the comments if you have come across any valuable 1979 D pennies in your collection. Who knows, you might just have a rare and valuable coin in your hands. Welcome back to our channel, coin collectors and history enthusiasts. Today we are diving into the fascinating world of the 1981 D Liberty 1 cent coin. This is more than just a penny, it's a piece of American history that holds both sentimental and collectible value. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your coin collection, this coin has a story that you won't want to miss. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the full history, important value, and its potential worth in today's market. Before we get into the details of the 1981 D Liberty 1 cent coin, let's take a brief look at the Lincoln cent in general. The Lincoln penny was introduced in 1909, replacing the Indian head cent. It was issued to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, making it the first regular issue U.S. coin to feature an actual person. The designer, Victor David Brenner, created the iconic portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, which has remained in place for more than a century. From 1909 until 1958, the reverse of the Lincoln cent featured 2 wheat stalks. However, in 1959 the reverse design was changed to depict the Lincoln Memorial in honor of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Now let's focus on the star of today's video, the 1981 D Liberty 1 cent coin. The D mint mark you see just below the date on the coin represents the Denver Mint, where this specific penny was struck. In 1981, both the Philadelphia and Denver mints produced pennies, but what makes the Denver minted 1981 cent special is the large volume of coins struck, as well as the transitional period in U.S. coinage it represents. In the early 1980s, the U.S. Mint was grappling with rising production costs, especially for copper. The 1981 penny was one of the last years when the coins were made primarily of copper, with 95% copper and 5% zinc. This was just before the switch to the copper-plated zinc composition, which began in 1982. The rising cost of copper during the 1970s and early 1980s made it increasingly expensive to mint pennies using the traditional composition, leading to the transition. Approximately 5.3 billion 1981 D Lincoln cents were minted, a testament to the massive scale of coin production in the United States. Despite this large mintage, certain features of the coin make it quite collectible. The 1981 D penny, like all Lincoln cents, features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the words Liberty to the left of Lincoln and the date 1981 along with the mint mark D to the right. On the reverse you will find the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used from 1959 until 2008. If you look closely, you can even see a small image of Lincoln seated in the center of the memorial. Above the memorial are the words United States of America, and just below it E pluribus unum, which means out of many one. The denomination 1 cent is inscribed at the bottom of the reverse. Now you might be asking, with over 5 billion of these coins minted, why should I care about the 1981 D Liberty 1 cent coin? While it's true that this coin is relatively common, certain factors can make specific examples of the 1981 D penny more valuable than others. Collectors place a premium on coins that are in uncirculated or mint state condition, which means they have no wear from circulation and retain their original luster. For instance, an average circulated 1981 D penny is worth just a penny its face value. However, uncirculated or mint state examples can fetch anywhere from 1 to 10 depending on their condition. Coins that are graded by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC as MS65 or higher are even more valuable. A high-grade 1981 D penny in MS67 condition can sell for around $50, and in some rare cases even more at auction. Another factor that adds to the collectability of the 1981 D penny is the potential for error coins. Error coins are highly sought after by collectors because they are unique and rare. Some of the errors that can occur include off-center strikes, die cracks, or coins struck on an incorrect planchet. If you find a 1981 D penny with any of these errors, its value could increase significantly. In fact, certain error pennies from this year have sold for hundreds of dollars. If you come across a 1981 D penny with any noticeable abnormalities, it's worth having it checked out by a professional to determine if it's an error coin. The 1981 D Liberty 1 cent coin holds a special place in the history of U.S. coinage. As one of the last years before the composition change in 1982, it represents the end of an era for copper-based pennies. Beyond its historical significance, the coin is also a symbol of everyday American life, used by millions in daily transactions and cherished by collectors for its enduring design. Despite being a common coin, the 1981 D penny is a reminder of how even the smallest pieces of currency can carry a wealth of history and value. So what is the 1981 D Liberty 1 cent coin worth today? As we mentioned earlier, a typical circulated penny from this year is only worth its face value 1 cent. However, for collectors, condition is everything. Uncirculated examples, especially those with high-grade mint state ratings, can be worth much more. At auction, pristine examples have been known to fetch anywhere from $50 to $100. Furthermore, if you happen to have a rare error coin, its value could easily surpass these numbers, making it a true treasure for any collector. In conclusion, while the 1981 D Liberty 1 cent coin may seem like just another penny, its historical significance, potential for high grades, and the possibility of rare errors make it a coin worth examining closely. Whether you're a collector or simply curious about the coins you find in your pocket change, the 1981 D penny is a fascinating piece of American history that might just be worth more than you think. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1981 D Liberty 1 cent coin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more coin collecting videos. And if you have come across a unique or rare coin, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting. Welcome back to our channel, Coin Enthusiasts. Today we are taking an in-depth look at a coin that might look ordinary at first glance but has a rich history and potential value: the 1981 Lincoln penny. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just starting out, This video will cover everything you need to know about this coin, its history, its value, and tips for collectors. Let's jump right in. The Lincoln penny, officially known as the 1-cent coin, was introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it features Lincoln's profile on the obverse and, initially, a wheat design on the reverse. In 1959, this design was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to one of America's most revered presidents. By 1981, the design had been around for over 2 decades, continuing to symbolize Lincoln's legacy. This era was also marked by significant changes in U.S. coinage due to rising metal costs and changes in the economy. Let's dive into the specifics of the 1981 Lincoln penny. The coin has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and weighs 2.5 grams. It is made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, a composition established in 1982 due to the rising cost of copper. However, the 1981 pennies were still primarily made of copper, with some zinc coins being introduced late in the year. The 1981D and 1981S pennies, minted in Denver and San Francisco respectively, also have unique characteristics that may appeal to collectors. While most 1981 pennies are worth their face value, some varieties and eras can significantly increase their value. For instance, era coins such as the 1981 double die or off-center strikes can attract considerable attention from collectors. These era coins can range from a few dollars to several $100s, depending on their rarity and condition. It's always worth inspecting your coins closely to identify any potential errors. Now let's talk about value. A standard 1981 penny is generally worth about 1 cent in circulated condition. However, uncirculated examples can be valued between 10 to 50 cents, especially if they are from the San Francisco Mint. Some rare era varieties can fetch prices well into the hundreds of dollars. For instance, a well-preserved 1981 double-die penny can be valued at $300 or more, depending on its condition. Always check current market trends through reputable auction sites like eBay or Heritage Auctions to get a sense of what collectors are willing to pay. If you're interested in collecting the 1981 Lincoln penny or any other coins, here are some essential tips. 1. Examine your coins. Look closely for unique features, errors, or signs of wear that may affect value. 2. Store properly. Use coin holders or flips to protect your coins from damage and environmental factors. 3. Join a community. Connect with fellow collectors through local clubs or online forums to share knowledge and trade tips. 4. Stay updated. Follow coin shows, publications, and online resources to keep track of market trends and values. The Lincoln penny holds a special place in American culture. It's not just a coin, it's a symbol of integrity, resilience, and history. For many, it represents the values Abraham Lincoln stood for. Collecting these coins can connect you to that legacy, making it a rewarding hobby beyond mere financial investment. And that concludes our comprehensive look at the 1981 Lincoln penny. It may appear simple, but its historical significance and potential for value make it an interesting coin for both collectors and casual enthusiasts alike. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more coin-related content. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you have a 1981 penny? Have you come across any interesting errors? We'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching and happy collecting. Welcome coin collectors and enthusiasts. Today, we're delving into one of the most iconic and interesting coins in U.S. currency, the 1986 Liberty 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln Memorial penny. This seemingly ordinary penny may hold surprising value for collectors. We will cover its fascinating history, what makes it valuable, and how some rare versions of this coin could be worth much more than just 1 cent. To truly understand the significance of the 1986 Liberty 1-cent coin, we need to start with its history in the broader context of the Lincoln cent series. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to depict a real historical figure rather than an allegorical representation of liberty. For nearly 5 decades, the reverse side of the penny featured 2 wheat stalks, giving it the name Wheat Penny. In 1959, to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the wheat stalks were replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design, which continued on pennies until 2008. The 1986 penny is part of this long-running series and represents the classic design that so many of us grew up with. Let's take a closer look at the 1986 Liberty 1-cent coin. This penny was produced in huge numbers, with over 4.4 billion struck at the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark and over 4.4 billion more at the Denver Mint denoted by the D mint mark. While it may seem like an average coin, several factors can make it much more valuable to collectors. On the obverse side, we see Abraham Lincoln's bust, with the words "In God We Trust" above his head, "Liberty" to his left, and the year 1986 to the right. On the reverse, we have the famous Lincoln Memorial design, which was created by Frank Gasparo and showcases the monument that honors the 16th president. Now let's travel back to 1986. The year was marked by significant events in U.S. history that shaped the world we live in today. Ronald Reagan was in his second term as president, and the country was experiencing economic growth following the recessions of the early 1980s. The Cold War was still in full swing, though tensions were beginning to thaw as Reagan and Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev worked toward easing hostilities. On the cultural front, the 1980s saw a technological revolution, with computers becoming more common in American households and businesses. Amid all of this, the 1986 Liberty 1-cent coin circulated across the country, representing a stable element in the changing economic landscape. What's particularly significant about the 1986 Liberty 1-cent coin is its composition. Starting in 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned from the traditional copper-based penny to a new composition, made primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating. This change was made due to the rising cost of copper, which had made the production of pennies more expensive than their face value. The 1986 penny, therefore, belongs to the new generation of zinc core coins. This is important for collectors because pennies from before 1982, which contain a high percentage of copper, have an intrinsic metal value higher than their face value today. While the 1986 penny doesn't hold the same intrinsic value due to its zinc content, it can still fetch a significant price under the right conditions. So how can a 1986 penny be worth more than 1 cent? Well, several factors come into play. Let's break them down. First and foremost, condition is key. Coins are graded on a scale ranging from per P1 to mint state MS70. A heavily circulated 1986 penny is generally only worth its face value. However, an uncirculated coin, especially one in mint state condition, can be worth much more. A 1986 penny graded MS65 or higher can fetch anywhere from 5 to 15 depending on market demand. If your penny is graded MS66 or higher, it could be worth over 100, particularly if it's from the Denver Mint. If your 1986 penny appears to be in excellent condition, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for certification. This can significantly increase its value in the collector's market. Another factor that can dramatically increase the value of a 1986 Liberty 1-cent coin is if it contains a mint error. Mint errors are mistakes made during the coin's production, and they are highly sought after by collectors. Some 1986 pennies feature errors like off-center strikes or double dies, where part of the design appears to be struck twice. These error coins are much rarer than standard issue pennies, and their value can range from tens to hundreds of dollars depending on the severity of the error and the condition of the coin. For instance, a 1986 penny with an off-center strike can be worth anywhere from $50 to $200, while a double die error could fetch even more. If you find a 1986 penny with a mint error, hold on to it. It could be worth a lot more than you think. While the 1986 Liberty 1-cent coin may not seem rare at first glance, high-grade examples and error coins are becoming increasingly hard to find. As time goes on, fewer uncirculated pennies remain in circulation, and error coins are even rarer. This increases the desirability of well-preserved 1986 pennies among collectors. Even though it's made of zinc, the 1986 penny still holds value as part of the beloved Lincoln cent series. For collectors who want to complete their set of Lincoln Memorial pennies or those looking for error coins, the 1986 penny can be a valuable addition. In the long term, its value is likely to increase, especially as fewer high-grade examples are available on the market. So what's the takeaway? The 1986 Liberty 1-cent coin may be common in circulated condition, but its real value lies in its quality and rarity. High-grade, uncirculated examples, or those with mint errors, can be worth far more than just a penny. Whether you are a seasoned coin collector or just starting out, the 1986 penny is definitely worth taking a closer look at. Do you have a 1986 Liberty 1-cent coin in your collection? It might be time to check its condition and see if you are sitting on a hidden treasure. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights into the fascinating world of coin collecting. Have you ever found a rare 1986 penny or one with a mint error? Let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear your stories. And don't forget to check out our other videos on valuable coins and collectibles. See you next time, and happy hunting! Welcome back to our channel, Coin Enthusiasts. Today we are diving deep into a seemingly ordinary coin that holds a fascinating story and potential value: the 1991 Lincoln penny. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just curious about coins, this video will uncover everything you need to know about this particular penny. So let's get started. The Lincoln penny, officially known as the 1-cent coin, was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this penny features a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, while the reverse originally depicted a wheat design until 1959, when it was changed to the Lincoln Memorial. Fast forward to 1991, and we see a continuation of this classic design, though with subtle changes over the decades. The 1991 D penny was minted in Denver, indicated by the D mint mark. This year was significant in the broader context of the U.S. economy and coinage, as the early 90s were marked by a recession. Yet the production of the penny continued strong, reflecting its everyday use in transactions. Let's break down the specifics of the 1991 D Lincoln penny. It has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and weighs 2.5 grams. Made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating, this composition has been standard since 1982, when the cost of copper rose significantly. Older pennies, especially those minted before 1982, contain 95% copper and are often sought after due to their higher intrinsic metal value. However, the 1991 D penny remains primarily collectible for its historical context and potential errors. While most 1991 D pennies are worth only their face value of 1 cent, collectors often seek out special varieties or errors that can significantly increase their worth. For example, there have been reported cases of double die errors or off-center strikes in various years, and while the 1991 D isn't particularly known for these errors, it's always worth checking your coins. Error coins can fetch prices ranging from a few dollars to thousands, depending on rarity and condition. So, if you come across a 1991 D penny, make sure to inspect it carefully for any unique features. Now let's talk value. As of now, a standard 1991 D penny is worth approximately 1 cent in circulated condition. However, uncirculated examples can sell for around 10 to 50 cents. If you happen to find a coin with a notable error or in pristine condition, it might reach values upwards of a few dollars. Keep in mind that market values fluctuate based on demand, so it's always wise to check recent auction results for the most accurate pricing. Websites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and various numismatic platforms are great resources for this. If you're interested in collecting the 1991 D Lincoln penny or any other coins, here are a few tips. 1. Inspect your coins. Always look for unique characteristics or errors. 2. Keep them safe. Store your coins in protective holders to avoid damage. 3. Join a community. Engage with local coin clubs or online forums to learn from experienced collectors. 4. Stay informed. Follow market trends and auction results to understand what's in demand. That wraps up our deep dive into the 1991 D Lincoln penny. It may seem like a simple coin, but its history and potential for value make it a noteworthy piece for collectors. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update from our channel. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you have a 1991 D penny? Have you found any interesting error coins? We'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. Welcome back, coin collectors and enthusiasts. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating history and value of the 1993 D Liberty 1-cent coin. This penny may look like an everyday coin, but it holds historical significance, collectible value, and even the potential for hidden worth. From its origins at the Denver Mint to its importance in modern coinage, we're going to cover everything you need to know about this coin and why it could be worth more than just 1 cent. Let's get started. The Lincoln cent has a storied history that dates back to 1909 when it was first introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure on its obverse. The iconic portrait of Lincoln has remained largely unchanged since its debut, making it a symbol of continuity in U.S. currency. By the time we reached 1993, the Lincoln penny had already gone through several changes. The reverse of the coin, which originally featured the wheat ears design, was replaced in 1959 with an image of the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design lasted until 2008, making the 1993 D penny part of the long-standing Lincoln Memorial Reverse Series. In 1993, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln cents at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The D mint mark, located just beneath the year on the obverse of the coin, indicates that the coin was struck in Denver. More than 4.5 billion pennies were produced at the Denver Mint in 1993, making this coin common in terms of mintage numbers. The 1993 D penny retains the classic design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. Above his portrait are the words "In God We Trust," to the left is liberty, and to the right is the year 1993 with the small D mint mark just below it. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial surrounded by the words United States of America and E pluribus unum above it, with 1 cent at the bottom. One important aspect of the 1993 D penny is its composition. In 1982, the U.S. Mint made a significant change to the composition of the penny. Prior to that year, pennies were made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc. However, due to rising copper prices and concerns about the cost of production, the Mint decided to switch to a copper-plated zinc composition. This new composition, which is still in use today, consists of 97.5% zinc with a thin 2.5% copper plating. As a result, the 1993 D penny, like all pennies minted after 1982, is primarily made of zinc with just a thin copper layer. While this change allowed the Mint to reduce production costs, it also means that post-1982 pennies have less intrinsic metal value than their pre-1982 counterparts. So what makes the 1993 D penny special? Although it was produced in large numbers, the coin still holds importance for collectors. The 1990s represented a time when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with modernizing its coin production techniques and adapting to new economic realities. Because of its copper-plated zinc composition, the 1993 D penny serves as a representative of the post-1982 era in U.S. coinage. For collectors, finding a 1993 D penny in pristine condition, especially one that is uncirculated or graded highly by professional coin grading services like PCGS or NGC, can be quite valuable. While circulated 1993 D pennies are extremely common and typically worth no more than face value, high-grade examples can command a premium in the market. Now let's talk about the value of the 1993 D penny. As with any coin, the value depends largely on its condition. If you find a well-circulated 1993 D penny in your pocket change, it's unlikely to be worth more than 1 cent. However, if you come across a 1993 D penny that is uncirculated or in mint state condition, its value can increase. In uncirculated condition, a 1993 D penny can range in value from 0.10 to 0.50. That may not sound like much, but when we look at coins that have been professionally graded at MS65 or higher, the value can jump significantly. A 1993 D penny graded MS67 can be worth around 20 to 30 depending on demand. In fact, exceptionally high-grade specimens have sold for over $100 in rare cases. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is discovering error coins, and the 1993 D penny is no exception. Error coins are coins that have imperfections or anomalies caused during the minting process, and these errors can significantly increase a coin's value. Some of the most common errors that can be found in 1993 D pennies include off-center strikes, die cracks, and double dies. Error coins are highly sought after by collectors because of their rarity, and they can sell for anywhere from a few dollars to several $100s, depending on the type and severity of the error. If you come across a 1993 D penny that looks unusual, be sure to have it checked by a professional coin dealer or grading service. While the 1993 D penny is not particularly rare, its value can increase over time, especially if demand for high-grade examples or error coins grows among collectors. Copper-plated zinc pennies may not have the same metal value as their pre-1982 counterparts, but they still play an important role in the history of U.S. coinage. As we have seen in other collectible markets, even coins with high mintages can appreciate in value over time, particularly if they are in excellent condition or possess unique characteristics like errors. So while the 1993 D penny might seem like a simple coin at first glance, it has the potential to become a valuable addition to your collection if the right factors align. To sum it all up, the 1993 D Liberty 1 cent coin is more than just a piece of pocket change. It represents a period of economic adjustment in U.S. history, the evolution of coin production at the U.S. Mint, and the ongoing importance of the Lincoln cent in American culture. While most circulated examples won't fetch more than face value, uncirculated coins, high-grade specimens, and error coins can be worth significantly more. Whether you're just starting your collection or looking for the next rare find, the 1993 D penny has plenty of potential value to offer. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1993 D Liberty 1 cent coin, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest coin videos. Let us know in the comments if you've come across any rare 1993 D pennies or if you are on the hunt for one. Until next time, happy